Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And the Nine of Cups. Oh, this is beautiful. This is happiness. This is pleasure. This is fulfillment. This is desire. Something that you've been waiting for is becoming real. Let yourself enjoy it when it arrives. Be thankful for it. Say welcome. Say thank you. Don't downplay your joy, okay? This is super abundance coming in. Abundance and joy and delight on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual creative planes. Let's put this into some context. Yeah, let's see what it is, when it's getting here. There's a Prince of Cups. Could be a Scorpio person, actually. There we've got a Nine of Swords. We have a 999. Wow. And we've got the Lust card, yes. And a 10 of Wands. Yeah. I feel like all of your effort now is paying off. I feel like you're getting to the end of this journey of manifestation. You're crossing a finish line. There's the Hermit. There's a Knight of Cups. There's a Seven of Swords. And a Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. This is the time for slowing down and enjoying this thing that's arriving into your life. Now's the time for you to enjoy this, okay? You don't need to, if you keep pushing now, I feel like you're going to overdo it. If that makes sense to you. I feel like we got to let it arrive now. We've got to let it happen now. Rather than feeling like we've got to just, I don't know, somehow push or make it better or work a little bit harder or do it just a little bit longer. No. I feel like that's going to be too much. Yeah, the energy seems like it's right now. Okay. Anyway, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set this down right over here. Tiny Bob Ross right on top. We're not going to look at that happy little card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments below the video. Now let's look around the room. We got two majors. We've got the very introverted, very solitary Hermit. We have the very social and very extroverted Strength or Lust card. We've got fire and fire. We got water, water, water. Got some air. We've got some earth. Okay. Right now seems to be this message that is like doing more is not going to make something better. It's kind of like let's pull back now before we overdo something, okay? The Nine of Cups is your first card here. Of course, this is that happiness. This is relaxing into the pleasure of what you're creating. Your body needs this. You've earned this moment. Breathe it in, okay? Something you've been wanting is becoming real. Let's pause the effort, okay? Let's pull back. Let's ease down, Ripley, okay? Let's relax into this. Let yourself feel it. Allow yourself to feel good right now. This is the chapter that you need to be in your life. Okay? We need to allow this. Now, you also have this Prince of Cups. Could be a Scorpio person coming into your life, or already there. But this is also like emotional stability. This is authenticity. This is an emotional maturity. This is you feeling your feelings to the fullest. Yeah. But you're not letting them run the show. I think that this is you believing in this moment and allowing space for that wish fulfillment. Okay? This is the authenticity. This is your emotional commitment. This is a card really that's saying you're building the life you desire. The princes of the tarot, right? They're all dealing with what's going on right now. They're existing in the moment. And they're all builders. Because everything we do, everything we focus on right now, we're building something. We're building the future. Every thought, word, and deed right here, right now, is creating our future. So this is the card that's trying to tell you that you need to build the life that you really, truly desire. It doesn't mean you've got to push harder, or you got to add something else onto your plate, or you have to somehow, add more responsibilities, add more weight on your shoulder. You don't need any more bricks in your backpack. What you need to do is rest and relax and take care of yourself and enjoy this good thing that's in your life, that's entering your life. This is going to make you probably forget all about, whatever you're trying to do, whatever effort or ambition you're trying to put into something. Something that you've been wanting is showing up in your life. And you just need to give it the attention that it deserves. Okay? You've got to be present. You've got to hold space for this thing. Your emotional steadiness is very important. You have to realize that you're creating the life that you desire. You have to know when this is too much. We got to stop when something's just right. And not keep pushing just because that's the habit that we're in. You got a 9 of Swords down here. Okay, and this is stress. This is anxiety. Okay, this is emotional overwhelm. This is kind of like we're losing sleep at night. This is like things are getting worse and worse and worse. You got to let this energy in. I think this is coming at just the right time, because this is kind of like we're starting to feel that if something doesn't change, we're not going to be able to keep going. Obviously, this is an internal stress and anguish. The 9 of Cups is the perfect remedy for that. Okay? So right now it may feel like life is really overwhelming. You're letting the love in. You're allowing yourself to feel good about this. This is Jupiter in Pisces. This is an expansion of all the good things. All the good things in your life are growing now. So you know what? You stay present with that. Because you need the healing. You need the rest. You need the restoration. Okay? You need to breathe, right? This is way too stressful. This is the feeling like, we can't keep going with the same level of intensity that we have been going. Because see, this is too much. This is burnout. The 9, the 9, and the 9. This is multipliers. The 9s are multipliers. Strength multiplier, happiness multiplier, misery multiplier. Okay? We've got to stop pushing ourselves so hard and just enjoy the life that we have. Enjoy the good things that are coming in. Allowing ourselves to be happy. Allowing ourselves to focus, what is it that we want to multiply in our lives? Let's multiply the happiness. Let's build the life we desire. Something really good is coming in for you right now. And it needs to be your focus. Okay? Pushing yourself a little bit further is going to lead to a breakdown. So stop. Okay? And the Nine of Wands really is, it's that kind of inner strength. It's your commitment. It's that sense of purpose. Okay? And I think that this is you working very, very hard for what you want. Okay? You have the stamina, the strength. This is something that's very near completion. This happiness that you're after, whatever that Nine of Cups energy is, it's a lot closer than you think. Okay? And your effort has been commendable. This is that final push. You've got to know when to stop. You've got to know when to just back off the throttle and let yourself, coast over the finish line there. You've built this. You've earned this. And you deserve the reward. Okay? I feel like you were in the final stretch. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like someone who's running a race. And you're in the final stretch here. You cross the finish line here. But then instead of enjoying it, you just keep running. It's like that scene in Forrest Gump. You just keep going. But see, unlike Forrest Gump, you're gonna fall apart. You're gonna burn out and break down. You're gonna zoom right over the pleasure and go straight to exhaustion. So we've got to know when to kind of hit the brakes and say, I'm gonna stay here for a while. Okay. You got to conserve your energy right now. We need to have some left over, right, for whatever this is. Your life is going to get much, much better. You've put in the work. You deserve the good stuff. Okay, you deserve the good stuff. And now with this Lust card, this is your desire. This is your courage. This is your passion. This is your energy, like, returning to you, and you have this excitement in life, and you're giving yourself permission. Well, you don't even need permission, to enjoy what you've built. This is somebody who has crossed the finish line and is fully enjoying their win. Fully enjoying what they've created. Yeah. This is passion. This is your ability to enjoy fully what this is. And right now, that's the name of the game. You don't need to take more responsibilities. You don't need to add too many things to your plate. Your time should be devoted to this, to healing and to resting from this tremendous push, this monumental accomplishment. Okay? Indulge. Let yourself indulge. Let yourself desire this and let yourself gratify that desire by receiving this fully with open arms. Okay? Let yourself take up space. Yeah. See, the 10 of Wands is too much. Okay, you don't need anything else on your plate right now. It's like you've got enough to eat. Just enjoy what's on your plate now rather than feeling like you got to add more. See, the 10 of Wands is burnout. It's exhaustion. We don't want to get this way. We don't want to take this step. This is one step over the line. This would be the point where you've taken on too much. And the system breaks down. You're overworked, overburdened. Something is overcooked, So you don't have to carry this. This is the moment, I think, where you get to put all the tools down, put all the weapons down, put the put the backpack full of bricks down. Because you're arriving there at the goal, but your momentum is going to want to keep you going. It's going to keep pushing you forward, but you've got to be able to hit the brakes and just say, no, you know what? If I keep going, I'm going to be miserable. I got to stop and just enjoy what has arrived. But your instinct, right? It's kind of like your feet are running. It's hard to just suddenly stop. You're going to have to slow down, maybe gradually, right? to come to a stop. But your momentum, your instinct is going to be to keep going, to take on more, to keep pushing, to do it faster, to do it harder, to to expand your responsibilities and to grow that thing, rather than just easing back, easing down, and enjoying the fruits of your labor. You got to release some of the burdens and allow yourself to be rejuvenated and restored and refreshed. Okay? Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Let me know if you're resonating with the energy on the path of the dove. Okay? Your general energy is the hermit. And the hermit is very focused, very introspective, very introverted. Okay? It's not very social. It has got the blinders on. It's kind of like this is the person that's, you're sitting down doing this intense work, and you just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. You got the blinders on, you're not being distracted, you got your earbuds in, you're not hearing the noise, you're focused, you're grinding away at life. Someone's got to come and tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, Pisces, you made it. And you take the earbuds out and you say, oh, geez, am I here already? Because the hermit's just got the hood up, earbuds in, and is working. Okay? You've got to recognize that you've actually made it. That you're here. You've arrived now. Okay? So it's kind of like you got to get out of the office. You got to get out of the dungeon or get out of the basement and live your life and indulge and partake and experience the gratification. Go, let yourself go party. This is, it's a party, but the hermit wants to stay in the office. Oh, I can't join the company party because I have more paperwork to do. I'm just doing my TPS reports, The lust card is saying, screw the reports. I'm done. I'm partying. It's the weekend. It's the holidays. The work is over, Let's have a good time while we can. There's plenty of work to do later, But your general energy is just that kind of serious focus, nose to the grindstone kind of energy. So I feel that there's really a breakthrough here. There's really a shift, letting yourself out of the office, out of the box, getting more social, partaking, saying yes to those invitations, letting yourself go and join the party rather than feeling like you got to be stuck in the corner basement office, doing the paperwork or whatever. Yeah. And that's kind of the Ace of Cups too, letting yourself enjoy the party, letting yourself see that it's a shift now. I feel like you're reaching that point where the grueling, hard, laborious work is giving way to doing work that feels more in line with your soul in a way. Okay, this is you sharing your life. This could be romance. Okay, this is emotional movement. Your desires now are guiding you, not the. I don't know. It's kind of like what's guiding you now or what's motivating you isn't just the alleviating of suffering. What's guiding you is the multiplying of happiness. Does that make sense? I'm not just trying to get away from the pain of life. I'm trying to get closer to the pleasure of life. Does that make a little more sense? We're working now not just to try to get out of suffering. What we're doing now is experiencing the pleasure and the joy and the satisfaction of desires. You see how there's the shift there, right? This is following what's meaningful for you. This is you communicating your emotions. This is you being emotionally vulnerable. Maybe making a bold move emotionally. And I wonder if this is Spirit's way of saying, look, you've been too focused on the work. It's time to have a little bit of fun, maybe, Maybe it's time for romance. Maybe it's time that, if you feel drawn towards someone or something, you lean into that. Choosing to follow your heart rather than to just follow I don't know what's been motivating you before, but that fire energy, right? Going from a 9 to a 10 is just, you're pushing yourself too hard. You gotta have some fun. Whether it's friends, family, romance, whatever it is, let your feelings move. Your heart wants to experience. Okay, you gotta let the Knight of Cups out here and let them go to the party kind of thing. And of course, this is the card in the environment and in the position of your relationships. The Hermit is rather sequestered. The Hermit is, a hermit. It's kind of living in solitude, pushing yourself, one step over the line here in terms of your effort or your responsibility, and kind of burning the candle at both ends. You need a reprieve. Okay. I feel like there's maybe a breakthrough that's happening or something along those lines that's really going to change everything. It's going to take you from just trying to get out of a bad spot to enjoying the good spot. Okay? I feel like this is a breakthrough in your quality of life. This is a breakthrough in your goal. Your goal isn't just to minimize pain. Your goal is to maximize joy, satisfaction, okay, connection, meaning. This is maybe a meaningless life. This is a meaningful life. This is a life of suffering. This is a life of happiness. Okay? And you've been doing all of this hard work, but what if it hasn't been making you feel very good? This is now a breakthrough. This is a shift now that's saying you've got to start putting in all this work into a life that's going to make you happy. You got to build the life you desire. This was you perhaps feeling like you've been building the life that you really don't desire. Why would you do that, And maybe the Knight of Cups is looking into the future and really asking that question, what is the life I desire? What is the future that I desire? And maybe realizing that my goals are shifting now. I have different goals than I did before. Now, maybe I don't have goals that are fear-based. I have goals that are love-based or abundance, based. All of the Knights are looking into the future and asking the question, what am I building? What's the life I'm building? Who am I? Where am I? And what am I going to be doing down the road? The Knight of Cups is saying, what do I desire that picture to look like? And the Prince of Cups is you actually building that life that you desire. Who you are, where you are, and what you're doing. You're doing something that feels good. You're allowing yourself to live a life that feels meaningful and deep and rich and connected and pleasurable, satisfying, gratifying. A life that we're thankful for. A life that has more and more blessings, more and more of the good stuff coming in. Okay? Because when we desire a certain kind of life, but we're not living that kind of life, there's an incongruence. The life I desire is not the life I'm living. Uh-oh. That's bad news bears. So we're doing something about that. We're changing something. We're hitting the brakes. We're easing down, Ripley. We're going to change course. And maybe the Knight of Cups is saying, I know what kind of life I desire, and I got to make some bold moves here and start living that life. And start living that life now. Okay? Of course, you have your Seven of Swords here, which it could be doubt. It could be criticism. Very often the Seven of Swords is external criticism. Okay? Other opinions coming in. This is really a card that's like, typically, I think, Pisces, your method is to stay private. Okay? This is a card usually of self-protection, that you're not sharing everything. Not everyone has access to your inner world. You're not letting a lot of people get close to you. You're protecting your energy. Okay? And I wonder if that's been too isolating. With these three cards here, I kind of feel there's a sense of isolation. That maybe this lust card is just saying, I'm sharing myself with everybody. I don't care. Okay, I want to give people access to my inner world a little bit. Maybe that's why this is in the position of the fear. You're afraid to let people in. You're afraid to put yourself out there and to let people in. Okay? So you need to protect your energy, yes, but I think you also need to be open. Don't isolate yourself. Start living the life you want to live. Doesn't mean you have to quit your job. It doesn't mean you have to completely switch your goals around. No, but you have to recognize what goals you don't care about anymore and start making your happiness one of your goals. Start living the life that you desire. Start building the future that you desire. Because inside it feels like there's this realization that you're not building the life you desire or living the life you desire. I feel like we're going to start doing that, aren't we? And now the Seven of Pentacles is this card of failure. I think that there's a fear of failure. I think that, some of the goals that you have are goals because you feel like that's what you're supposed to achieve. That's the success that you're supposed to acquire, really at any cost. We're going to burn ourselves out. We're going to, unalive ourselves for this, for this goal that it doesn't bring us any meaning or satisfaction. We're going to burn ourselves out. We're going to run our energy into the ground, pursuing something that isn't making us happy. That seems like a mistake. It seems like a mismanagement of our time here in this incarnation. So I think the Seven of Pentacles is really saying that you're identifying those things in your life that you don't want them to be your goals anymore. You're okay just powering down that machine and saying, I don't want to do this one anymore. I can close the books on this one, put it back on the shelf. I don't need to finish this. It's not doing anything for me. It's burning up my energy. It's wasting my resources. This is a destination that we realize I don't want to go there anymore. So the best thing to do, stop the car, turn off the engine, stop wasting the gas, and figure out, where do I want to go from here? Sometimes this is a necessary failure. Sometimes this is us calling it quits on something and saying, you know what? I'm perfectly happy taking the L on this one because I don't want the W. It doesn't matter. It's not worth the cost of the fuel. I think you're making a very big move in your life right now, very bold move. I think there's a breakthrough in realization here. There's an awakening. There's a shift. Mystery cards are either going to be Judgment or the Death card, or even the Moon card. Well, let's take a look. I kind of want the Moon, but I feel like the Judgment card is going to be a little bit more on point. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Let's take a look. Oh, the Eight of Wands. Well, this is that bold move. This is a really fast pivot in your life, This isn't so much an awakening. This is the result of that. This is like we're taking the wheel and we're cranking it and we're doing a 180 or we're doing like a 90-degree turn going like 100 miles an hour, Don't actually do that. Dangerous. But as a metaphor, it feels like we realize we don't want to be going in the direction we're going, so we're cranking the wheel. And we're shifting, we're pivoting quick. Real quick. We're not going to waste another moment doing the thing that is not making us happy. In fact, it's making us miserable. So there's a major breakthrough that changes everything, and it's a bold, bold move. And I think you're going from isolation, solitude and introversion toward a social, outgoing, extroverted, putting yourself out there, letting people get close, sharing your gift, offering your heart to the world. Maybe you're going to start cooking. Maybe this is your crab curry, right? Starting to do things that feel more authentic or more romantic or more creative. Starting to build the future that you desire. Because this is your vision of that future. You're having a vision of the future you desire, and then you're hitting the brakes, cranking the wheel, and then slamming on the gas again, like in a movie, like an action movie, like Bullet or something, a little Steve McQueen action. So yeah, I feel like this is that turning point for you. Now we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram, we'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's one right down below. New readings for Pisces on Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.